Hello, welcome to Irons United for another West Ham Confidential. I'm live here. It's no game day for us, of course. I'm just going to do a quick video just to let you know that tomorrow afternoon after the game, we're going to be live again with post-match chat, reaction, all that kind of stuff, and see how we go. Look, I've got the chat open. Let us know any comments that you want to make. And now, also, I want to talk about what's been going on in West Ham this week. Kevin Nolan started. Is he going to be much of a success? What about David Gold and his shenanigans again and his comments? Should he really just, or somebody within the club, or should they hire an outside PR consultant and say, look, this is what you say, this is what you don't say? Let us know in the comments below. Let us know in the chats below as well what your thoughts are on that. Bowen, should he actually start tomorrow up front? Should he be there? Or should we just bring him on as sub? What are your thoughts on that? Look, let us know. And also let us know how you think we should set up tomorrow. Should we actually have a go at Man City? Look, we've got nothing to lose. Let's just go for it. Please leave your comments. Please let us know in the chat as well. I'm going to sort of talk as I go along, pick out a few comments as well, and let's see how we go. Look, I mean, today's results are kind of, well, would I say going against us? I mean, not really. I mean, Everton beat Palace 3-1. So in terms of actually keeping in touch with Palace, that's actually good for us. So they're on 31. We're still on 24. We're still, third from bottom on 24 points. Villa are just above us at 25. Bournemouth 26 and Brighton 26. So, with a win, let's say tomorrow with a win, listen to me, we could jump up to 15th, but obviously we've got Liverpool, Man City now. This is a tough ask, real tough ask. Let's look at what Watford's getting on right now. 40 minutes into the game, they're Brighton 0-0. Watford. So look, I mean, if it stays like that, then pretty much as I've just said, a win will take us up there. But look, could we win? I mean, is it beyond the realms of possibility to say actually we could win? And Man City, they've been a bit suspect recently. Defence has been a bit suspect. I don't think all is well in that camp. Now, obviously, there's a massive, there's a massive sting in their tail because they could hammer 6 or 7-0 quite easily on their day. But could we actually go there and get a result? Could the conditions be in our favour? Now, at this moment, the game is still going ahead. I can't remember a game ever being cancelled for bad weather, apart from if it's affected the pitch, like waterlogged pitch, or if it's affected walkways up to the stadium. And there's a couple of games a couple of years ago when it was called off because of icing. Here in England, I'm talking about. So the high winds and rain possibly won't affect it, but obviously it very safe travels to everybody who is going to the match tomorrow. So unfortunately, I'm working tomorrow night, so I can't do that. But I say we're going to be having a live review of the game afterwards, and then we're going to hopefully get some instant match reactions from the ground or from fans on road as well. So let us know what they thought of the conditions, the game, how we set up. Okay, let's start with David Gold, shall we? David Gold. Now, look, he's come out this week again. He's come out in support of the Manchester United, Ed Woodward, CEO, who had a few fans target him at his home, which is totally out of order. Of course, we know that. You don't go to players' homes, you don't go to people's homes and start doing this. But part of me thinks that he's actually just shown a bit of solidarity to another club owner and just being like an adult about this and saying, look, this is not great. But to actually have the headline, fearing fans or fearing the threat of fans or whatever it was, it's just not right. And it's another bad spin for him. It just alienates the already angry fan base out there. We need our owners, certainly at this time, to again just be quiet, David Sullivan, claiming that, there are people out there who are always going to say how great they're doing. Well, you're always going to find people like that. That's the nature of it. But you can't just speak to one person and claim that, the majority of the fan base are in their favor. You just don't have any data to support that. It's just like me saying that every fan who goes to watch West Ham at the London Stadium absolutely despises the board. I cannot say that. It's impossible to say. You have a feeling that there's a growing majority, of course. You have a feeling that the bulk of the fan base are probably not as happy. They're probably disillusioned with the whole setup. But to say that every fan is totally against the board, no, I can't say that. So you can't say that every fan or a big majority of fans are in favour of it. But you'll always get fans who will be. Of course, it will be. And everybody has their entitled to their opinion. So so on one hand, he's got a chauffeur, he's got his private driver, but then he's trying to tell us that he's taking taxis everywhere, and he's having long conversations with taxi drivers about the state of West Ham. For me, it just doesn't wash. It just doesn't wash. There's I smell a rat here. I smell an attempt by him to try and diffuse the situation again with the fan protests and everything like that, and the increasing negativity towards the club from the media as well. And it's their way of trying to hit back, through the tabloids as well. It's just not great. And they've come off again as owners who are scrapping around for anything to hold on to their club, or to try and keep in good favor, and to say that they are in the right and the fan base are in the wrong. Look, if you've got a growing fan base that are totally dissatisfied with the ownership, with the way the club is run, with the way the backroom is all handled, the way the structure of the club, and obviously because of the move and all that kind of stuff, we're going over old ground here. But if you've got a fan base like that, then you can't dismiss it. You can't just ignore it, because if you try and do that, then basically you're ignoring, what is a real big feeling, and you're totally, what's the word I'm looking for? You are dismissing what is a real feeling. And let's say if you're a big business owner, then if you've got lots of your customers, if you want to call them that, who do not like this setup, then you've got an unhappy customer base. You've got dissatisfied customers. Dissatisfied customers, that's going to affect your business plan. And their business plan is going to be falling on their arse if they don't actually sort this club out. Could we be relegated? Possibly. There's still a distinct possibility. I've been listening to a lot of radio this week, and more and more people are talking about West Ham, in a negative way. More and more are talking about, the possibility of going down. Can they go down? Can David Moyes pull it around? I don't know. Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat here. Can David Moyes pull it around? But again, it's just been another poor week of PR disasters, PR blunders from the board. Coming out with all their nonsense. Just please be quiet. Just run the club. If that's what you feel you need to do, just run the club, but just stay out of the media. Stay out of this. You don't need to go out publicly, to show any solidarity with any CEO of another football club. Give him a phone call if you want to. Lend him your support that way in private, but don't come out in all the papers. And it's almost implying that you are afraid of our fan base, which that shouldn't be the case. The whole point that you're going to feel intimidated, possibly, and it's going to be very uncomfortable for yourself, David Sullivan, and Karen Brady, is because the way things have transpired over the last few years. That's why people just are not with you. It's as simple as that. If you've been shown proper investment, if you've been honest right from the start, transparent, if there hadn't been so much PR fluff over this whole affair, then you wouldn't be getting the attention that you get, the negative attention that you're getting. It's as simple as that. Let's go to some comments here. So thank you for all for joining us, by the way. I know this is an impromptu one. I hadn't really advertised it, so it was literally just a couple of things I wanted to discuss. If we can show some long dark tunnel, if we can show some promise. Let me just show that. Tomorrow we go into a long break, and that gives us time to gel, gives us a bit more confidence for the rest of the season. Look, I think, and this is what I said before, we go into the Man City game, the Liverpool game. If we can put on a committed performance and come out at least with a narrow defeat, that will give us something to build on. If we get spanked, it won't be. But if it will give us something to, give us a build on. Watford are 1-0 up. Let me just check that. They are indeed. So, that's double trouble for us as well. Let's just check that. It's compressing quite a lot down there, isn't it? Dejan Letalek, good evening to you. Sorry, I'm sure I pronounced that totally incorrectly. Hamadan Anna, good day from Perth. I know Perth very well. Well, I don't know Perth very well. I know people in Perth. You might have heard me say that before. And here we go. Mitchell Bowson, I believe West Ham would be the second team David Moyes has stewarded to the Championship. It's a real possibility, isn't it? It's an absolute possibility that could happen. But look, he's coming out this week and he said, I think 4 games. They need to win 4 games. I think crikey, we'll be lucky to win 1 game at this rate, the way they've been playing. But look, things are changing, haven't they? Or are they? Possibly. Kevin Nolan has come into the fold. Yeah, look, there's already come out of a few split in the fan base. Is he right place, the right appointment, the wrong appointment because of his lifestyle choices, let's say, when he was at West Ham? But there's no doubt he is a West Ham through and through player, and he was fully committed at that period that he was with us. I know, obviously, the Newcastle connection, but so he was with us. He knows about the struggles, of fighting from that team, and he can inject a little bit of that. And obviously, he's a manager and managerial experiences, and he's got coaching experiences. So, I think it's a good appointment myself. I think it's good that we've got 2 other coaches in now to help Moyes and Irvine. And bolster that up a little bit. It's a shame that he couldn't get those coaches in earlier. Obviously, Pierce didn't want to come back. Possibly Pierce, they wouldn't have him back because of negative comments that he made as well. Lord Liam, got a horrible feeling we're going to end up spending a few seasons in the Championship. I really pray it doesn't happen. I can't see us staying up if our current form continues. Do you know what? I don't think anybody can. That's the problem. So the next 2 games, I know it's Man City, Liverpool, and we got Southampton, but the next 2 or 3 games are absolutely crucial how we go into the tail end of the season. If we can get some committed performances from those 3 games and possibly even get a win out of Southampton, then I think we may just be able to sneak it. But, it's a long shot, really. I actually fancy us for a draw tomorrow. Stay positive. Do you know what? As I say, it's all about how we approach the game. If we frustrate the hell of them, if the conditions, the wind and the rain work in our favour, it could happen. It could be, we could pull off a shock result. It's a game of football. It's 90 minutes. Anything can happen. They could have a terrible day and we could have a fantastic day. So we have done it before. We have done it against the big teams before. Yes, it's stacked against us, but we've got to be positive. The players have got to be positive. Mark Noble has come out this week saying how impressed he's been with Jared Bowen's ability, application, enthusiasm, that's a good thing. And it's probably obviously reading between the lines that you can see that possibly in the squad he's seen that hasn't really been happening. But look, I agree. Nolan, fantastic player, but hopefully that translates into his coaching of the lads. I agree. I hope it does. I hope it has already started to work. And whoever said before, we could, if we can get some kind of result, then we get a break and that will refresh everybody as well. Look, it could all work in our favour here. Okay, sorry, wrong one. I already showed that one, and that one. That's okay. On the plus side, I believe Nolan will be one of the best managers to take over. Should Moyes take us down? Well, I think even if he takes us down, possibly the board are going to stick with him for that 18-month contract. I don't think, unless there's something written in the contract, of course, which I'm unaware of. Now, I don't think there's a clause in the contract where we go down, he gets a sack. So, yeah, I mean, look, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think, he would not be a bad choice for me to take over the reins. And if we are in the championship to, bring us back. But, let's not think about, that right now. Sorry, all this talking, you know what I mean? Right. Okay. Look, I mean, I suppose how are we going to set up for tomorrow? How are we going to set up? Is it going to be a defensive Moyes, or is he going to actually go for the attack? Is he going to go for Man City? Is he going to frustrate them in midfield? For me, the way you stop Man City is you stop them playing, you frustrate them playing, and you, especially midfield, pack out midfield, push up a little bit higher, stop them actually making the balls. If the front two or three can't get any service, then that's where we're going to beat them. And then we hit them with a couple of long balls, a couple of counter-attacking plays, and maybe, in the gods of gods will be smiling down upon us, and we could actually get a result. But it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Anyway, let me just got a couple of messages coming through. Let me just do that. There we go. Right. Yeah. Look, I mean, look, we desperately need some more players. We desperately need players to come back to fitness and form. But, could any of the players right now, could you class them as fighters? And I don't think we have. We've never had enough. We haven't had enough fighters in the team for a long time, and we're hoping that the coaching from Nolan and the places, people like that, could actually instill a little bit of the fight. You can sense the frustration from the likes of Noble, who is, and Snodgrass and people like that, who are just, at the wit's end, really, had to get everybody together and start playing a bit of cohesive football. But I'm absolutely convinced that it will be down to the commitment that they can show, the fight and the spirit. And if, as I say, if they can get a result against Man City, I think it'll be a great achievement. Fabianski, look, he's got to learn from his mistake from the last game. If he can come out with a decent performance, if we can have a solid back line, please, no stupid mistakes. They've got to be better in defence. Ogbonna, Diop, Bowen, whoever the selection is, whatever the formation, they've got to play better. If we've got Fredericks on the right, if we've got Ingaki on the right, whoever, if we've got Creswell, Masuaku, whoever the selection is, they've got to know their place, they've got to know their positions, and they've got to know, first and foremost, keep the ball from going in the back of the net. Yes, I know it's simple stuff. Of course it is. I know it is. But that's what we've got to think, that's what we've got to think about. But Lord Liam, here we go. Sorry, I'm sure I've missed a couple of messages here, but here we go. I reckon it'll be 4-4-2. Hopefully, Antonio and Bowen pairing up together. Haller really doesn't have anything to impress me, to be honest. I think you speak on behalf of many a fan who has been really disappointed with Haller, but it's just his body language and the way he approaches the game. Yes, you could talk about service. Yes, you could talk about lots of other different issues, but he's not even meeting us halfway, I don't think. So do you know what? I would rest Haller actually for this game, or certainly keep him on the subs bench to bring him on. I would start with a really positive with a Bowen and Antonio if he's able, fit and able. Neil, we have not got the players for. We have not got the players for a relegation battle. I'm totally with you. Totally with it, Neil. Yeah, I don't think we have. We haven't got those kind of players, or we haven't got the bulk of the squad. And I've been saying this for such a long time, for the last 2 or 3 years at least, since we've moved to the London Stadium at least, to say, look, we just don't have enough fighters, enough, solid fellas in there to actually command the centre ground. You know, we don't have a strong spine. We got too many players that have brought in that either don't care, who just don't have enough quality, or are too creative for their own good, and too creative and then don't even create. So, you know, I'm with you, Neil. I'm with you, Neil. And Fabs. Yes, well, Fabs, well, hopefully he should definitely be in there. If he's not in there, then I think we really will be in trouble. Nolan will follow us to the championship. If we go down, we won't have Moyes. Well, possibly, as I've already said, you know, whether there's a clause in the contract that if we do get relegated, he gets sacked, I don't know. Hammer down under. Doubt it, Lord Liam. Moyes will try to park the bus with his fave 5-4-1. I've got a feeling he is going to go defensive, and I've got a feeling he is going to try. Now, the thing is, if he does go 5-4-1, okay, who's he going to have up front on his own? You know, which players will he have in the squad? You know, it's Mr. Thong. I love those blinds. Well, thank you very much. I love them too. No, I don't. And I'm assuming you don't either. Please hit the thumbs up, Irons United say. Well, they say, and well, I suppose I say, go on, hit the thumbs up. Let us know. Let us know how you feel. Right. I work there and spend time by the player vehicles. And when Haller comes out, he seems so unfazed about losses, I should say. When I see Noble and Snodgrass, they both look really disappointed. They couldn't get it. They can get it done. Look. Absolutely right. This is what I keep on saying about Snodgrass. You know, he wears his heart in his sleeve. You can tell he's the kind of player who's absolutely fed up with the whole thing. Look, I'm going to be joined just for a few minutes by another member of the Irons United team, Anton. I'm just going to bring you in here, mate. Hello, Anton. How are you?
Good evening, Alf. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. I just thought I'd have a big rant.
It's not like you.
Sorry?
It's not like you.
No, not like me at all. Not like me at all. Look, I'm talking about David Gold. Should he just keep his mouth shut? You know, should he employ an external PR guru to actually tell them all what to do now? So we're talking about Kevin Nolan. Is he actually going to have the impact that we want? Jared Bowen, you know, is he going to make his debut? Is he going to be up front by himself? A lot of people are saying 4-5-1 is going to be the formation. You know, what happens? What happens? How should we approach the Man City game? What do you reckon? Should we go at them or be ultra defensive?
I think we've got no other choice, to be honest. We're currently sitting 1 point from safety, and we have to go at them because what's the point in trying to defend? What you know? Like, I would rather get beat 5-0 trying than lose 5-0. You know, or you know, it's just so frustrating that we would even think defensively. We have to get points on the table, and what a good way to start momentum and build momentum by even just getting a. Sorry, I've got a bit of my dinner in my mouth there. Sorry, apologies. What a good way to start getting a bit of momentum by at least trying to get a point. But you know, I wouldn't even aim for the point. I'd aim for the 3 points. People might think I'm crazy, but you know what? If we don't aim for 3 points and we lose again, wow, great! That's a great weekend. You know. We go into a 2-week break, potentially 4 points of a distance from the teams above us, which is not what we want. So we need to get points on the table. So having one up top is just absolutely a completely pointless thing for me. That's my opinion, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'd definitely go for it as well. I'd frustrate the hell out of them. You know, stick the boot in. You know, get a couple of yellow cards. You know, it's winning ugly. I keep on saying now, this is not pretty football now. Forget about this West Ham way bollocks as well. You know, it's actually this is backs against the wall stuff. Let's go at them. You know, and if you pick up a couple of yellows, you pick up a couple of yellows, whatever.
I think it does fall down on tactics and team selection as well. Obviously, that's the whole point of the whole conversation, but it's just whether, in my opinion, it falls really on Moyes. Is he ballsy enough to do and make some big changes and play two up top, or we done the preview last night. We were Matt was talking about bringing Haller, Bowen, and Antonio on together, where I was looking at more resting Haller. I don't want people to think that I've said go for it and then rest Haller, but I'm saying go for it by resting Haller and leaving Antonio and Bowen to see if they can strike up something. And we know Antonio won't make it past maybe 60, 70 minutes. Then bring Haller on to support Bowen, and just see what can happen there.
Well, apparently, according to Mark Noble, Bowen is impressed in training this week, and he's been very enthusiastic, very energetic. He wants to really go for it, so it's a good sign. I mean, if that is true, it's a good sign. Let's see, you can match that enthusiasm with a bit of quality. Let's see if we can match that enthusiasm with a bit of service to them as well.
I see there was a comment that's coming in there actually, Alf, about them. You can't attack City. I don't know if you can see that one.
Yeah, I got it.
From Gus.
Yeah.
I think in normal circumstances, in different circumstances, I completely agree with you, Gus, to be honest. But you need to remember, mate, that we are in the relegation zone by points, not by goal difference.
Yeah.
And our goal difference, honestly, like we could lose the next two games and be in real trouble come the Southampton game with no momentum whatsoever. And at least if we see some fight, determination, the fan base will. I'm not saying it'll be a pick up around the club.
Yeah.
After the Liverpool game, Alf, after the Liverpool game at home, there was a little bit of something there. There was a little bit of like, oh come on, like we can maybe turn up on our day. Like we weren't the world beaters, but we held our own as well. So
sure.
I kind of don't agree with the fact that we need to 5 in the middle, keep tight, and hope we hit them on the break, because that really is a defensive minded formation and tactic which West Ham have been proven we cannot do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm torn between a straight 4-4-2 and a 3-5-2. I know it's a bit odd, that one, but I really do think frustrate the hell out of them in midfield. Close down, stop them playing, stop them putting the forward passes through, stop them passing it around, and then feed the front two. I've got to feed, but I'm with you. Look, we're a minus 13 goal difference right now.
Yeah.
We're in the bottom three. The chances are we're going to get beat anyway. So let's just go for it. Go for it.
The thing is, though,
show a bit of fight.
We done the preview last night and we spoke about Manchester City have conceded something like 6 or 7 more goals this season than they have in their whole of last season.
They are vulnerable.
So they're vulnerable. They're vulnerable defensively.
Yeah.
They're not vulnerable in the midfield area. Therefore, I don't think we can go toe-to-toe with them in the midfield area. We can just do our best, and I think we should try and go toe-to-toe. But, we spoke again last night about players like Kevin De Bruyne. He's next level. He is like, he just will carve defenses open left, right, and centre. We're not great defensively. So our opportunity to get goals, yes, okay, we need to protect the back four. And that's where I always state that I'd like to see Declan Rice drop back. I'd like to see Souček step up beside Noble, and then we'd have a forward line. And I'd like to see what that could potentially do. I think that could frustrate them.
Yeah. Look, I'm with you with Deck now. I wasn't with you a week ago. I was still undecided because I think he needs to be in midfield. But I'm with you now because, and I'll tell you why I'm with you, because if we're going to try and play a defensive game, all backs against the wall, all park the bus type thing, we are never, and I mean never, going to be able to succeed with our current defensive lineup. There's no chance. We will get spanked because of too many mistakes. Absolutely. Too many errors, too much indecision, too much lack of awareness around each other. Bon and Diop, crikey, if they have another performance like that tomorrow, if they are paired up,
we're just too weak back there, and we need something to shore up that defense, and it has to be a drastic decision in my opinion. And I just hope that's what it comes down to for me. It's whether or not Moyes has got balls. To do it. I don't care who partners Declan Rice back there. And people can say to me, why would you bring out your best midfielder? And Bill doesn't work currently. So we need to do something that's a bit more drastic. So that's it. Right. But
look, let's just see how it goes tomorrow in terms of formation and whatever. But I think we're all in agreement we've got to go for it a little bit. Well, most people, what we got to lose. Yeah. But listen, let me ask you this. What do you think about our man Nolan coming in, being hired?
Great. I think it's a great.
We talked about it the other night, and then They obviously were listening to us. We didn't have any inside information. If anybody's asking, how did you guys know? We didn't. It was a lucky guess, actually. But I didn't know at all.
I think it's a great decision to do it, albeit I think it's a little bit too late. And I think sometimes that maybe if West Ham had made decisions quicker in the past, and even now, that things could be so different. I don't think bringing in just Kevin Nolan is what's going to save West Ham, but it helps towards adding a structure behind the scenes. You know, I still can't get my head around the fact that Moyes has been in the role since Pellegrini's been sacked, and he's only had him and Alan Irvine. And
I mentioned that before. This should have been sorted out a lot sooner.
It should have been sorted out a lot sooner. And,
And perhaps he just hasn't had people who've been willing to come to West Ham because they know what a basket case it is behind the scenes, and they're like, "No, we're not getting involved in that."
But then, in that case, though, like there's always going to be the call upon ex-pros, ex-players from back in the day. Who could maybe step in and do that. And maybe Nolan is that guy. Fortunately, he's got management experience, and coaching experience. So that will be a positive sign. We all know what Nolan was capable of when he played for West Ham. I mean, he was a leader. I think he was as well. Yeah, he was. And I know that. And it's funny because I've seen that comment again. You've just put up there. I'm not a Nolan fan. And
I want to try and have a bit of balance here. I don't want to be all pro or But everybody gets a fair shout here.
Absolutely. But I remember, it's the same with every single, time, every single, I don't know, midfielder, I suppose West Ham have, or leader in the midfield. There was a time when Scott Parker, when fans were getting pissed off with Scott Parker, Mr. 360 degrees, coming to the tail end of his career. But, evidently he performed better majority of the time he played for West Ham than what he did when he had bad performances, and people started to judge Nolan coming to the latter end of his career with West Ham, and then it started to. West Ham fans need to kind of sometimes, not all West Ham fans, but some West Ham fans need to think what he actually did for the club when he came. He came when we were in the Championship. He banged in goals left, right, and centre. And he carried on that. He carried on that performance and that level in the Premier League because he was a Premier League player playing in the Championship. Now, out with that, he might not have had the most successful managerial career, but he has been a manager and he has been a coach and he has been around that. And he's been there and done that. Right. And he's got a bit, I mean, I don't think he's been awful. He comes with a bit of a reputation in terms of him and his best mate, Andy Carroll, going out for drinking. But you know what? He's human. But it's just annoying that for me, it's too late, I think, a little bit. But it's a good appointment-ish.
Yeah, I just want to say to everybody, just let everybody know again, tomorrow after the game, we're going to be live again, and we're going to be having sort of live links to fans at the ground or en route or coming back as well. So we're going to be trying to do that for you and bring the reactions from people, what they thought of it, and everything like that. So we are working on that. So if you want to get involved, give us an email. Send an email at ironsunited.wordpress.com. Let us know your details, and we'll try and, if you are going to the game or if you're going to be on the road, let us know. If you want to come on for a 2-minute opinion piece, by all means, do that. We're going to be live right after the game.
Alf, I want to also say that, listen, please be careful on your way to the game. I've seen that the police have actually put a statement out talking about the whole of the UK, but in particular, I've seen the statement come out regarding the north of England, and they've said that make sure you check your journey in the morning, make sure you have enough time to leave, and also check in first and foremost and see if the game is on, because I know they've brought it up in certain areas of the UK to an amber warning, and that's not an exaggeration. So just to make sure that when you are travelling, don't rush, and if you are running late, just probably don't go, because I've seen the trains have already got delays on them for tomorrow. Already, they're saying that it will take double the time to get to certain locations, even more so in the north of England. So if you are going by train, make sure you're leaving a bit earlier.
Well, I mean, I was talking earlier on saying that I can't remember a game being cancelled for high winds and heavy rain in England. That is for certainly waterlogged pitches and everything like that. It's a separate thing, but not for weather. The only thing I can think of was a few years ago when they cancelled a few games because it had all ice on paths going up to stadiums around the country, and they cancelled a few games because of that. But
Yeah.
that's the only thing I can think of. So
I think this is again. Sorry, just quickly. What I've read from it is that yes, I've seen that, but I think they've put this up to a potential. The last big storm we had back in, I think it was 2013. But anyway, we'll see. Let's hope the game is still on and everyone's safe. So that's amazing.
Yeah. Look, anyway, look. I just want to keep this, a brief one really tonight. But it's look, David Gold, please, do not respond to these things. If you're going to give your, you want to show your whatever togetherness with another CEOs and a bad time from his fans, just give him a phone call, send him an email, send him a text. Don't come out all in the papers saying all this stuff, because it just adds fuel to the fire, and that's what we don't need. We just don't need that. Everybody, Sullivan, Brady, Gold, just zip it. Get somebody Pete in there who knows about PR and get them to advise you when you should talk, when you shouldn't talk. It's as simple as that.
I was in the car today with my dad, and he said to me, "Did you see the stuff with David Gold's comments?" And I went, "Yeah." I said, "Dad," I said, "just don't understand why he opened. I just don't understand why he opens his mouth." Now, the thing is, right? If all this stuff hasn't been happening, you wouldn't maybe be that bothered by it, because the comment he's making is right. The comment. Let's just get facts right. Nobody should feel intimidated or attacked or blah, blah, blah.
Absolutely right. Absolutely, yeah.
The thing is, though, he's got enough money and sense-ish, I believe, to be able to deal with this in the professional manner, as you're saying.
Yeah.
And I am really concerned that these guys are. It's funny how they talk about the fans inciting violence and hate and fueling the fire, when, in my opinion, it's actually coming across like that's what they're doing. And I said to my dad today, do you think that these guys are wanting the fans to tip over the edge? So then they can really go
play the victim card.
Play the victim card.
Possibly.
And go ban.
Possibly.
And then, because do they see that? I'm not accusing them of that. I'm just finding it really hard to see why they would keep doing this media storm. And it is a media storm. It's mental. It's crazy. It doesn't make sense. No.
Well, look, Brady keeps on coming out with these clangers, doesn't she? 1 minute she'll slate somebody off, and then she'll do something very similar herself. Sullivan, the same. So they all play the same tactic. They'll push on against somebody, and then they'll try and claim innocence and they're being a victim. They do it all the time, and unfortunately, it's starting to backfire. It has been for a while, in fairness, but I think they are scrabbling around. But I am no fan of theirs, of course. This is my personal opinion. This is not Irons United. This is my personal opinion. I'm no fan of theirs, but if they would call me, the first thing I would say to them is, right, you've got a massive communication issue with ownership and fan base. This is what I tell you to do. Be quiet. Do not say anything. That's what I would say. If I was a PR person, I would just say to them, do not say anything.
But Alf, these guys are multi-billionaires, and it's a little bit like they know they're multi-billionaires, so they know whatever goes wrong, they're going to make money, and that's coming across now. That's the thing that's concerning me the most, is the fact that I sometimes don't even know why I dig in deep to think maybe there's light at the end of the tunnel somewhere. Maybe, I mean, what would it be like actually sitting with them when Gold maybe makes that statement, when Sullivan does that interview, when Brady does the interview? What is going through their heads? What is their end result? What's their end game? What are they looking for? Are they looking for the fans? Maybe not the West Ham fans to have sympathy with them.
Yeah.
Maybe the Everton fans to have sympathy with them. But no fan's going to have sympathy with them, because the media is clocking onto a lot of the negatives that these guys are doing to themselves. They are, honestly, mate, it's
an interesting to be a fly on the wall. To be a fly on the wall in that boardroom or in the offices, and when they're walking through, and see what they, how they act, how they run a business, how they treat their staff, how, we could lament, we could criticize as much as we want, but only the people who are working in the offices know exactly what they're like. Now, it could be playing the devil's advocate, that they're just so unlucky. It's all gone wrong. It's just they can't seem to do it right. It's a mixture of naivety, incompetence, all that kind of stuff. Or it could be something, a lot more sinister than that. And I think, the longer it goes on, the more we all start believing it's more sinister than that, rather
Alf,
than, incompetence.
I've got a question for you, Alf, and I've got a question for everyone in the comments
God.
who's watching it just now. Could you name me 5 positive things that this board have done for West Ham? Because I'm pretty adamant if I said to you, name me all the negatives, you could name me a long list. Maybe it's a misjudgment, but if you were to really, really, would you struggle? Or there you go, Alf, name me positives.
Yeah, I can name you. I can start on that list.
But I'm being honest with that. Like, I'm really looking for genuine.
I am as well. And they're all positives in which we thought they were going to be positive, that they were negative, but they're kind of negatives, really. Positives is sacked at Moyes the first, or didn't extend his contract. Employed, that's 1. 2, got Pellegrini, that failed. 3, got in good signings like Arnautovic and Hernandez and Haller and Fornals and Anderson, but they haven't really worked out for us. So that's another dodo. I've lost interest already.
Exactly. So you can't. But the thing is, though, I'm trying to even think like, is cheaper season tickets? Is that a positive? Is that
yes. Look,
for some people, for people in band 5,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, look. Oh, sorry, I got to.
This is live, guys.
This is live. There we go. Turn that off. Right. Anyway, look, we all hope we can get results tomorrow. At least a great performance. And that's
I'll
all.
See, before you go, could we have a look at any comments before you go?
Yes. Okay. So, okay, Mr. Thong here we go. It says, I wish fans would boycott a match. I'm undecided about that. I'm not sure whether boycotting matches is the right thing to do. And I always want us to, as a fan base, to support the team. I think there are other ways to show your displeasure. Maybe at a certain time in the game, turn your back towards the game. I don't know, that kind of thing. Obviously, protesting outside the stadiums, all that kind of stuff. But I would want some kind of always positive, at least positivity towards the team. Let's face it, they need all the help they can get. Yeah. Let's have a look here. I wish they would too. Okay, so yeah, lots of people are saying that here. I think they are protecting the brand. That's all they care for. You're probably right, Gary. You're probably right. We can all say that they are business people, but not necessarily football business people. Here we go. Non-doctor, I would never respect them for banning a true fan. Well, and every other thing that they've done, every other thing that they've come against the fan base, and that's the problem, isn't it? It's the perception that they are doing things against the fan base, as opposed to trying to embrace the fan base, bring this in collectively. I'm talking about, and start talking about us. What can we do together? This is not, we are not a club anymore. We are not a club of ownership and squad and team and manager and fans. It's a kind of us and them for a lot of fans, that is.
On that comment that Long Dark Tunnel's talking about, I'm assuming he's talking about the fan that wore the T-shirt. But if you look at, if we were Upton Park, right, and a fan ran on the park, he would be banned. No ifs or buts about it. That's the rules and regulations.
Yeah, it is. It is. You can't say not. Yeah.
If we were wearing the T-shirt thing is debatable for some people. For me, I don't think the boys should have been banned for the T-shirt. But I don't think this board could have not banned the guy, considering they've probably banned people for less.
Yeah, but the thing is, actually, what is he being banned for? Is he banned for inciting, or is he banned for running on the pitch? He can't be banned for running on the pitch because actually he's already on the pitch as part of a flag bearer or waving the flag. So I don't know. Long dark tunnel. Here we go.
Ban the board.
Yeah, ban the board. We're a corporate brand now. Well, yeah, look, but that's no different from any other Premier League team. I think that there is a lot of branding going on, the whole thing. I don't think that's any different to a certain
that's
degree.
Inevitably going to happen, probably, if the Premier League's got pumping the money in. I don't think there's really any way really to avoid the corporate brand. And I'd like to see anyone's argument for that. To be honest, I think maybe the only way to avoid a corporate brand is to be playing in League One.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, you know, it comes with the territory, it comes with the money, it comes with the status and everything. It comes with the way we've moved to the London Stadium. That's where we're at now. We may not like it, but that's part of being in the Premier League anyway. Lord Lim, I was told is it incitement? Yeah, I think it is. I think that's what they tried to get him on, incitement to inflame situations, whatever. I don't know.
Well,
but anyway,
the board are inciting a lot of shit. So
yeah. Right. Anyway, look, that's the messages or the chat tonight. Thanks for everybody for chatting, for commenting. Thanks for joining. I know it was an impromptu one. I wasn't really planning on doing it, but I thought I had to talk about David Gold ahead of the game. I had to talk about Kevin Nolan. I hope he has an influence. I really do hope he has an influence, and the other the coach, all the coaching staff, of course. But I hope he has an influence. I hope Jared Bowen makes his debut, and I hope that Moyes sets up positively and actually goes at them, because I think if we go at them, we've got a chance. If we just sit back, we're not strong enough defensively to hold out for 90 minutes. We're just not. We get spanked. You know,
make sure
I'd rather lose 1-0, or sorry, I'd rather lose 4 or 5-0, but actually really trying, than still losing 4 or 5-0 and we just sat back. What a waste of time that is. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Thanks, guys. I may see you tomorrow.
Thumbs up, subscribe, comment.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thumbs up, all that kind of stuff. I keep on forgetting to do that. Thumbs up, subscribe, down there, belly thing, do all that kind of stuff. And, let us know in the comments. And tell all your friends to come over to Irons United and subscribe and spread the word. Let us know what you're up to. He's been Anton, that way. I've been Alf. This has been Irons United, West Ham Confidential, talking about all the kind of stuff ahead of tomorrow's game. Let's just try and be positive, shall we? Let's just try and have a positive outcome. Yeah, well, up the hammers. That's what I say. Up the hammers. Right. Ta-da then.